What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video from the 10-7 MMA channel. This is going to be a quick one, but this is about something that I saw on X a couple days ago. Nobody's talking about it, and it seems to have slipped under the radar. And I think the reason why is that this tweet or X post or whatever you want to call it has been deleted. So a few days ago, I believe this was on September 11th. So 2 days ago at 9:51. I'm pretty sure it's not there anymore, which is very, very suspicious. Khamzat Chimaev posted this building with no caption. Okay. Of course, people started wondering, what the heck are you talking about? He's done this in the past where he's posted just like a random thing and then taken it away. And people said, what does this mean? What does this mean? People are asking. Some people eventually started to ask, does this mean something in relation to the White House card? I started thinking about that because what the heck else could this post mean? I had no idea. And I do think as the White House card talks for the UFC are going down, as more details are emerging, I think he was asked, and now that his visa issues have been taken care of, he could do it. I think he was asked to be a major part of this White House card. I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the co-mains or the mains or something major like that. I opined not too long ago that a perfect main or co-main would be Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland, a very outspoken American. Granted, that fight would heavily favor Khamzat Chimaev, but I think the UFC and the president would be down for that fight because I have to believe that the president is a massive fan of Khamzat Chimaev, so I wouldn't be surprised. Now, to do a little bit more digging, and by the way, I've said this before that this would make sense. Fine, maybe he's not going to be the main, but the co-main or something like that. If you want to put Conor or somebody like John Jones as the main, I think Khamzat would do it for sure. But I think that another thing, Khamzat is now one of the biggest stars in the UFC. I think it would make perfect sense for him to be on this card. Now, I also ran this into ChatGPT just to double check, like, what is that emoji? What is that building? Does it have a name? And this is what ChatGPT came back with. It says, the little house in this post isn't a house. It's called a classical building. I mean, like, that's probably what he was searching for by name, is my guess, to even post this. So he wanted something as a classical thing or a Greek structure or something like that. I don't know. But that's, again, the architecture of all the buildings in Washington, D.C. I mean, very similar, right? And so I gotta think that that's either representing the White House, maybe the Lincoln Memorial where the face-offs are at. But yeah, classical building represents a building with pillars usually modeled after Greek or Roman temples, used to symbolize government or public buildings. Come on, the White House, it says it right there. I didn't even prompt it with that. History, culture, architecture, law, politics, philosophy. So in this case, it probably hints at something related to an official or government setting, which explains why replies are joking about your fight at the White House. I didn't even put this in. This is crazy. This is crazy. I think this is straight from ChatGPT. I didn't even read that full blurb until now. Yo, I'm telling you guys, Khamzat Chimaev has been asked to fight at the White House. I think he's going to be doing something at the White House. This is crazy. All right, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.